Ah, a visitor. Sit a while by the fire. Maybe I can entertain you with a story. Maybe even chill your blood a little with the tale of the Nameless Thing of Berkeley Square. The Nameless Thing of Berkeley Square is a particularly gruesome and much-feared entity from the City of London. It was believed to haunt the second floor of house number 50 in the titular Berkeley Square, starting in the year 1840 with the now infamous fate of Sir Robert Warboys, and continuing until the 1930s. Yet the monstrous reputation of the creature remains even to this day, and the horrifying tale of Warboys remains one of London's most notorious ghost stories. Berkeley Square was constructed in 1740 by one William Kent. Many important people have stayed there. For example, Winston Churchill stayed in number 48. But it is in number 50 that this story unfolds. 50 was erected. There had been strange tales of something lurking on the second floor, and the place always had a dark reputation for hauntings and supernatural mischief. In the 1840s, Sir Robert Warboys boasted that the supposed hauntings were little more than old wives' tales, and at the tender age of 20 years, he made a terrible mistake when he decided to prove how foolish the idea was by staying the night on the second floor. The landlord at the time was so concerned for Warboys' safety that he supplied him with a pistol and a bell to ring should anything occur. Despite this, Warboys was still dismissive and retired for the night. No less than an hour later, the landlord was awoken to the bell ringing and then a pistol shot. Racing to the room, the landlord found Warboys' corpse lying on one side of the room, his features distorted in terror and his hand gripping the pistol which he had fired at the opposite wall, leaving a bullet mark, yet no sign of whatever had attacked him was found. Warboys was believed to have died of sheer terror, his eyes transfixed on whatever had manifested in that terrible room. Many years later, two sailors from HMS Penelope, named as Robert Martin and Edward Blunden, needed somewhere to sleep while on leave, and foolishly chose a supposedly empty house. After an hour had passed, Blunden awoke to see something grey crawling across the wooden floor. He awoke Martin and grabbed his gun, but the thing jumped and landed on Blunden. Martin rushed to get the police, but when they arrived, the room was empty. They found Blunden dead in the cellar, a look of terror on his face. As time went by, more stories were told of the nameless thing which was said to drive people to insanity if they gazed upon it for too long. What little glimpses some people did catch of it defied all reason. To some it was a cloud of mist or smoke. To others it was a putrid, tentacled beast akin to a squid or octopus, which left behind a foul-smelling slime. At other times it manifested as a tall, shadowy man, or a mass of slime with claws and tentacles that made a sickening noise as it moved along. Servants who went to clean the room were found insane the next day, as were several noblemen who tried to repeat Warboys' hubris of spending a night in a dreaded room. In many stories, victims would be found mutilated. Some even supposedly leapt from the window in an effort to escape whatever monstrous thing they saw in the room. After the 1930s, the hauntings seemed to die down, and tales of the nameless thing largely passed into folklore and urban legend, though to this day many theories are passed around on what the nameless thing could have been. Some suggest it was a violent poltergeist, others believe it to have been a demon, while others still attribute it to extra-dimensional beings. Some even believe it could have been an octopus cryptid that came from the nearby Thames. There is a complex sewer system beneath the house which, theoretically, could allow such a creature access to the upper rooms. Skeptics tend to view the nameless thing as a classic example of an overly active imagination and rumours mixing together to create a highly spooky but ultimately fictional story. As is the case with many paranormal events, no one can fully know either way. Since 1938, the ground floor of the building has been used as a bookshop called Maggs Brothers. Workers are not permitted to climb to the second floor, just in case. Did that story entertain you? If it did, maybe you would be so kind as to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. You're leaving already? Do drop by again for another story, and don't fear, it's only a story. It can't be real. Can it?